What up, Rafa leaders? Welcome back to my channel. We are back at Temeri International Airport. This is the Chetty Jagan International Airport. The tarmac is straight ahead, and we are at this is the control tower area. So these guys are doing some renovation work on the control tower. It's not a busy time of day right now. There are about 2 flights that's just left. This is an old Guyana Airways turboprop engine aircraft. These are the airport hangars, and what we're looking for is signs of construction of a new terminal. So the government has decided to build a new airport terminal, and as you can see, there's a lot of land in this area. Even if I had a drone, I couldn't fly because of course I've restricted their space. But if you go up, I guess on Google Maps, you'll be able to see how large this area is. There's a lot of space for a new airport terminal. In the distance, you can see they're building. That's behind the air bridge. You can see they're putting in some new buildings there that have to do with, I think, airport management offices. And straight ahead of us is the old airport terminal. Like I said, I don't know if they're going to demolish this airport terminal to build a new one, or if they're going to build a new terminal B somewhere else. So in relation to the control tower, and this is the control tower, right? As the sign says, that's your Air Navigation Services Temeri Control Tower Complex. So in relation to the control tower, this is where the old terminal building resides, is located, and the bridge, the air bridge, was built connecting to the old terminal. So this is a new air bridge. So the question is, where are they going to put this new terminal, the new airport terminal that is going to be built? It could be an entirely different location, could be on the other side of the runway, although to do that would probably limit the ability to expand to sort of put another runway, another tarmac. So my logical assumption would be that they will actually build the new terminal on this side, on the same side of the tarmac as this old terminal. So it could be somewhere in the distance, that is somewhere west, that's looking west towards the aircraft hangars. Could be in that direction, or it could be demolishing this old terminal and rebuilding a new one in its place. That's my speculation. None of this information has been made public yet, except for the fact that they have made a decision to build a new airport terminal. We're also going to take a look at what has happened though to this old terminal, because they were doing a number of renovation activities here at the old terminal. The good thing about being able to walk casually around the airport in this video, in this arrangement, is of course, if you're traveling, you don't have the luxury of simply casually observing all of the external buildings. You're focused mainly on getting through immigration and getting to your flight on time. But the advantage of me being able to do this is I can actually leisurely observe the changes happening at Temeri, that is Chetty Jagan International Airport, and give you a vlog on it, which is what I'm doing. So back to the focus. The point is, they're building a new airport terminal, but at the same time, there's still a bunch of renovation activities that are taking place, that are currently taking place at the old terminal. And we're going to take a look at how far this has come. The last time we were here, they were building or close to completing the new lounge area for, I guess, the dining, a new dining lounge area. And they had completed, or at least it looks as if they had started painting or completed the painting on the outside. What we want to find out is how far they've come with the completion towards completing that dining lounge. But it's on the other side of this arrivals area. So this is the arrival area, immigration, customs, located in this building. And this is the outside. That is where travelers arrive when they first land. This is the first view of outside the terminal area if you're arriving in Guyana. And of course, this is the physical plant. Over here, you have a lot of the energy backup power plants and so on. Now, it's the so this is the arrival area. This is the landscaping that has been maintained here at the arrival entrance, the entrance to the arrival area, which tells you that you can actually have landscaping in Guyana. They just don't do it everywhere. They do it only at special points like this arrival area. What does the sign says? Arrivals. All right, this is the arrivals, airport arrivals, and where you're likely to be picked up if you have a vehicle picking you up with your luggage and so on. This new addition is the dining lounge, painted in blue and white, as you can see. This is the new dining lounge. It seems as if not very much has happened, well, as far as the painting, but there seems to have been some additional work completed. They've completed the what looks like the fence. Well, not fence. You can see this is a kind of a rail, right? It's kind of a banister, which looks like it might be wheelchair accessible. Let's get closer so we can see whether in fact it is wheelchair accessible. Yeah, it seems as if it is a wheelchair ramp, right? So it seems to be a wheelchair ramp. So what is observable is that they've taken down the fences. So there was a large construction fence barricade that prevented you from seeing this aspect of the building, the ground floor of the building. But now you can see they've taken down the construction fence, and you can see this hard handrail and the wheelchair ramp, right, has been constructed along the front of the airport. So that, I guess, is some progress in the construction. Where we are in location to the parking lot, we're on the other side, this on the opposite side of the road, right? This is the parking lot area, and just opposite the parking lot area, this is the new lounge, right? That's the new dining lounge. See if you can get some perspective by moving away from it a little bit. What you can see is there is some architectural detail. There is a curved overhang in the front area, I guess the center of the new constructed area of the building. And I'm assuming that all of this, if you can get it into one frame, all of this new area painted in blue and white is the lounge, which seems to take up about half of the, well, about a third, I guess, of the whole airport area. right? The whole front facade of the building. And on the eastern end, that is the departure area of the building. So it seems as if they've actually completed the exterior surface, the construction of the exterior surface of the building, and they have taken down the construction fence that prevented us from actually seeing the building, at least most of the construction fence. There's a small portion of it that is a small portion of the fence that is still up, right, in that area, preventing you from seeing the construction, the complete building itself. But this is what it looks like from the parking lot. The thing is, it was always a very modest, um, very modest, a very small, ambitious, right? It was not a very ambitious building, right? Particularly given the fact that the traffic through this airport will probably more than double or triple in the coming years. This is, in fact, a very modest attempt at renovation. And I pointed out very early, if you go back to the archives, you can see my criticism of the attempt at renovating this airport, that it actually requires a new terminal building that is commensurate with the ambitions of the country. The fact that this is in fact the only, or well, it's the only international airport now that can handle traffic from Europe and North America and so on. But that it should be bigger. It should be much more ambitious, and hopefully they've gotten that message and it will be implemented in the new terminal building that's planned. But this is a sweeping picture, viewpoint of what it looks like from this angle. In the distance, you can see, right in the distance, you can see that is the Marriott, Courtyard Marriott there in the distance. And if we pan left, that is towards the east, you can see that's the Skybridge area, right? From the Marriott to the Skybridge, that is the arrivals, right? The Chetty Jagan International Airport arrivals terminal building. And then this is the new dining lounge area. It's a new addition. And beyond this Lotus restaurant is the departure area. But like I said, it's probably very modest compared to what we should be building. This new building, which is now clearly a multi-story, let's see, 1, 2, 3 floors already completed. They might be putting on a partial 4th floor at the top. But I understand this new building is going to be where the airport management is going to be located. So this building is for airport management. I doubt whether this is the new terminal, but they are planning to build a new terminal, and I don't know where it's going to be located. But this is supposed to be the new airport management. Remember, they actually had to demolish a lot of the vendors' stalls along this area. Right, this is the front entrance to the airport. Right, the front entrance to the Chetty Jagan International Airport. And what they did in the beginning, before they constructed this building, is to demolish the vendors area, and they covered it with these walls, these concrete walls that are painted in bright colors. The problem with that is that they eliminated the livelihoods of dozens of vendors who sold food and snacks along the entrance, around the entrance to the airport. And so if you're on the outside, there's really no place to get something to eat except what these vendors provided. Right? These vendors provided food for a lot of the airport visitors. They were demolished, and my assumption was that this was going to be the replacement kind of mall where they place these vendors in. But I've now been informed that this is in fact part of the administrative offices. This is an office building basically for the airport. So a lot of the administrative offices will be in this building as this new building that's being constructed here on the outside of the airport complex. But at the east end, which is where we're heading now, there is also some new construction, and that's attached to the departure area. Again, I'm not too sure what this new construction is. My assumption is probably more uh, offices, offices for processing airline, um, what it, airline check-in, right? Because the check-in area is pretty small. This is where it is right now, behind this fence. My assumption is that because of its proximity to the departure area, that it might be more check-in counters or processing of luggage and so on. Eventually, luggage from this area has to be taken onto the plane. So my assumption is that any new, all right, this is the departure area. And because of its proximity to the departure area, I'm assuming that this new construction is related, right? It's probably more of the check-in counters. But I don't know yet. We're gonna eventually learn what these buildings, this new addition is all about. It doesn't seem to have made a lot of progress though since the last time we were here. The construction of this part of the airport still seems to be almost exactly the way it was the last time we were here. Right, there's not a whole lot that's changed. But I guess eventually it's all going to be made redundant if they build a new terminal. In other words, if they're building a new airport terminal and they're going to scrap this old terminal, then I can understand the lack of enthusiasm in completing these old construction projects. But it did, in fact, seem uh, piecemeal and less than polished. And so I'm quite happy that they've decided to build a new terminal, and hopefully it will be one large architectural structure that is cohesive and that has all of the facilities of a modern airport as you find elsewhere in the world, like Shanghai or Beijing, or even Changi, which is one of the best airports in the world. But this is what's happening here, guys. This is the airport at Timeri Chedi Jagan International Airport. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening here in the fastest growing country, the fastest growing economy in the world, Guyana. Later! Let's see if you can head back into the airport complex itself. But this is what's happening here on the outside.